Hey guys, it's Neros with another utility video today, and we're going to be focusing on the Fury Marauder. It's probably the most played Marauder spec, so hopefully this helps you out. Basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to go through the utilities I use for regs, and then I'm going to show the changes that I do for ranked. I'll leave a timestamp in the description if you just want to skip to the rank changes. But to begin with, on Skillful, you're going to want Inexorable and Brazen. These two are going to help build your rage, and on Inexorable, it's going to give you a reduced cooldown on Unleashed, which is going to be massively helpful in a regs match, which is longer. You're going to be able to use that ability many more times. On Masterful, you're actually going to take three. You're going to take Relentless, because it's going to turn your Predation into just its own ability, and it's not going to consume Fury anymore. And that's going to be really useful because you're going to want to use Berserk for building Fury instead of just Berserk Predationing. Subjugation is also very nice to take because it's going to reduce the cooldown on your Obfuscate, and it's going to increase the range. Increasing the range does a few things. One, it makes it so that you can hit someone a little farther away, and it also makes it easier to hit them in the first place. Because a lot of times you'll notice I thought I obfuscated somebody, but they were just out of range when I actually clicked the ability, so it didn't actually go through, and I noticed a little later. But with this, it should hit most of the time. Next thing you're going to take is Phantom, which is going to increase your movement speed normally and in Force Camo, and it's going to increase the duration of Force Camo. This is very useful because you're a melee class. You're going to want to increase your mobility, so you can chase down people, deal DPS, stay on target, stuff like that. On Heroic, we're going to take Unbound. Unbound is basically just going to buff your Predation. It's going to make it faster, and it's going to make it purge movement impairing effects. That's actually really helpful if you're stuck somewhere with if you're stuck somewhere with Mesd or like in soft CC and you want to get out of that really quick. That's just going to be great for that. Next, what you're going to take is Undying, and Undying, I just take that because it's a big reduction on the cooldown, and it allows you to use it a couple more times within the match. And for Legendary, you're just going to take Blood Ward. Blood Ward is very useful for the anti-CC, and obviously Fury Marauder already has a little bit of anti-CC passively, but with this, it's just ridiculous how much anti-CC they have, and it's also a little useful because if you use it while you're getting focused or something, you're going to get like an 18% of your health back at max, because it's 3% every second that you're being attacked. And so that's what I would do for regs. Now for the ranked people, we're just going to commit and reset this. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go through the ones that I've already gone through and just talk about the changes in the ranked. So first one is you're going to take Brazen still, but instead of an extra one, you're going to take Cloak of Carnage, just because you're not going to be able to use Unleash that many times within a ranked match, because it's mostly going to be DPS versus DPS matches, very few tank heals. But this is just going to give you a little bit more damage, and it's going to increase the duration of Cloak of Pain. And Cloak of Pain is really useful. It gives you a lot of damage reduction, and it does a little bit of passive damage. So this just buffs that ability, and it's very useful for ranked. For Masterful, what you're going to do is you're going to go Relentless, you're going to go Subjugation, you're going to go Phantom, and it's the same thing as before, but in Heroic, we have another change. You're going to go Unbound and Expunging Camo instead of Undying. You're going to take Expunging Camo because that's just one of the things that Marauders necessarily have to have in Ranked, because you're going to be wanting that in order to help you run out and heal, which I'll demonstrate at the end here. And the last thing you just take is Blood Ward, same as Regs. And if you want the explanations for the ones that I just took, because I took them in regs, go back into the first part of the video and you can hear why I would take those. Let me just quickly demonstrate why you would have taken Expunging Camo. So in ranked, a lot of times as a Marauder, you're just going to be constantly focused down, and when you're at low health, it's going to be basically you're dead unless you can either CC break and run away. And when you're trying to run away, what you're going to want to do is you're going to Predation and then Force Camo. And you took that util on Force Camo so that it expunges any dots and stuff on you that it's cleansable, so that it doesn't just pop you back out of stealth the moment you try to leave the fight. And your objective in leaving the fight is just to go off to some corner and heal up. Now, in ranked, that's going to be you can do that in regs as well, but I don't use it as often just because it's I might as well just take the death and respawn, because it's going to it's just okay, do I want to use it? Maybe if there's a health pot near me, I'll use it and then I'll go back into the fight, but it's usually or the same amount of time if you're just going to respawn and go back into the fight. And that's about it. I'm just going to show this one more time. These are the ranked ones, and thanks for watching. Neurosaldrus out.